Hey, nobody.
Woo!
Nobody's here. Oh, we might have one person
I don't know.
now.
Anyway, hey, if you're out there, welcome. Another, I forgot the word I want to do. It's like not roaring, but, I don't know. Edition of Cosmos to Cosmos.
Oh,
Another insert word here. Edition of Cosmos to Cosmos.
Yeah, I
Do
was
whatever
gonna
word
say
you
all
want it to
that.
be.
I was gonna say all of
No,
that.
this isn't the official opening. I'm just, if in case there's anybody out there, I'm just doing a pre-opening opening.
Yeah, we're back to zero now. Nobody's here.
Anyway, all right, we can get started because
It's 2:00.
we can record and just get it on.
Get it on.
You ready?
Not really, but okay. I just want to take a nap.
You just want to take a nap? I know, it's a lazy Sunday. We're having a lazy Sunday.
All right. And now we got one person.
I don't think you need to listen to that. Oh, it's Katie!
See? We got one person.
Hey, Katie. It's probably just going to be you today. So, welcome to this fun experiment.
See, she heard.
Well, I'm glad you didn't take a nap, because did you hear us talking about naps and Mike needing a nap and I need a nap? Got up too early because Brandon had to leave early to go to the airport.
Oh, he's in the air at this point.
Yeah. I
he might
assume
be-
Mom is still driving, yeah.
He might be close to landing at this point.
That's cool.
Might be an hour out.
But we recorded some more episodes of The Shot with Cosmos, which will be coming out after like the end of June, beginning of August.
It's just too much alcohol in a weekend.
Okay, well, someone wanted to do an extra shot, but stay tuned for who that extra shot was for in The Shot with Cosmos.
I felt like it had to happen.
It did. It was a deep episode. It was a heavy episode.
It was a heavy story.
Heavy
And
story.
then we weren't.
Yeah,
we weren't.
we
You
weren't.
and I weren't heavy.
No, we weren't. We were, no. And in fact, the story I did purely so I could tell a joke. That's so that'll be fun. That'll be fun. He went to Virginia on assignment in
Virginia. Yeah, 2 hours from wherever he lands.
Yeah. So
I don't even think he knows where he's landing.
I don't think he ever knows where he's landing or what time it is.
He gets on the plane, somebody tells him to get on, and then he goes. All right, we'll see where we're going.
Woo!
I got my bag, and we'll just see.
We'll just see. All right, let's get this party started.
All
We
right,
got some
what are
fun stuff to get into.
doing? Yes, I guess. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another amazing, award-winning episode of Cosmos with Cosmos. As always, I'm Mike,
I'm Liz.
and that's all we got.
Hey.
That's it. Brandon's gone. He's out.
You
He'll
can
come
find
back.
Brandon in episodes of The Shot with Cosmos
Yes.
to Cosmos up every other Wednesday on YouTube.
Yeah, and we just recorded some more.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, today we're talking about astronomy misconceptions. So
Yeah.
misconceptions in astronomy.
Things you think you know, but you don't know.
Yeah. Or things that you've believed.
And believe
for
that are not
years.
correct.
Yeah.
Or just stupid shit.
Yeah. So, to make this interesting, of course, we're going to have drinks.
Yes.
So, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Retrograde Paloma.
You had to think about it again, didn't you?
Yeah, how I was gonna, was it Paloma in retrograde Paloma?
Yeah, retrograde plum is good.
Yeah, because it went forward into the drink and then backwards out of the drink and into my tummy.
Into your tummy. And, that
And we will
alcohol into
discuss
your bloodstream.
retrograde motion in planets and how it doesn't mean anything personal to
Doesn't
you.
mean a damn thing. But you're giving that away.
I know. Well, I mean, people know. If they know this show and they know me, they know that if we're talking astronomy bullshit, then I'm going to go on a rant about astrology at some point. So,
Yes.
stick around.
And in case you're wondering what is in a paloma.
Oh, yes. Oh, gosh. Yes. It is grapefruit juice.
Tequila. Tequila, lime juice, and a little hint of sugar.
Ooh.
Oh, and also you top it off with Sprite.
Ooh, yes. Okay, thank you. I couldn't remember if it was vodka or tequila.
Yeah, no, it's tequila. And the orange slice that is garnishing, which will make it an appearance later on.
Oh, it will. It's going to do a demonstration.
Liz is gonna do a demonstration. We're gonna remove everything from beneath the microphone because, well, she's a Davison.
It'll be fine.
But anyway,
I better not drink it all then before we get there.
Those oranges have been soaking into tequila for 2 or 3 weeks now.
Not that long.
But anyway, it's at least 2 weeks.
They're heavily tequila soaked.
It's at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's at least
what
2
is
weeks.
time? All right. So that's what I'm drinking. What are you drinking?
I am drinking a hummingbird has no feet.
A hummingbird has no feet.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. At some point, maybe.
Katie, don't cheer for me to spill. Come on now. Ooh, raspberry lime sparkling water. I've never liked sparkling water.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
mean, that's fine.
Although I, every now and then I'd enjoy a good old cold Calistoga sparkling water in my youth. So I guess I have to be in the mood for it. But raspberry lime sounds refreshing.
And everybody gets all worked up when somebody doesn't like something.
I didn't get worked up.
No.
I just took what Katie was nicely saying to contribute to our podcast and made it about me.
Right. Well, okay. That's what you do. So follow us on all the things: Twitter, Drinking Cosmos, and Instagram, Cosmos with Cosmos.
Everything else,
Everything
Cosmos
else
with Cosmos.
is Cosmos with Cosmos. But Twitter has to be different. Drinking Cosmos. So. Follow us, rate us on all the things.
Yeah.
And also don't forget to join us for the hangout. The hangover is the hangover.
I mean, every time it gets, just say it right.
No, because it works on you.
The hangover with Cosmos, where we just spiral into a downward spiral.
All right, and make your way after the podcast, of course. Make your way over to Etsy. And check out Katie. Was it Wildixia?
Wildixia! Wildixia at Etsy. Incredible artist. Buy her shit.
Yeah, and I was the first person to buy her stuff.
You were. Oh, in fact, that the skull painting that we bought. I was gonna see if one of the frames we have works for it.
Oh, okay. And Ron.
YouTube link for Ron Proctor. Check it out in the description.
Yes, there you go. Sorry. My brain just...
It's fine.
I'm thinking,
you okay?
Skull?
You needed that nap.
I needed a nap. And you've already promoted the shot, so we have a few...
rules.
Few rules to go over. If there's a puppy bark, I am expecting a Amazon package today.
Oh, boy.
So...
And they go nuts.
They're going to go nuts. And so maybe that's a misconception, that our dogs won't bark at the Amazon person. And
we know he's going to bark.
Well,
so
I know, but we're going to prove that misconception wrong today.
Oh,
hopefully, if the Amazon person shows up.
Okay.
Any kind of Star Wars reference, any Lord of the Rings reference.
Yeah, when we get all nerdy. Take a drink.
This whole thing is nerdy.
Okay, well.
So, all right, so let's start. Let's start with some misconceptions, and we'll start closer to home.
How close?
Well, right here.
Oh,
we're gonna,
on it.
On it.
Okay.
We're on it.
On the Earth.
On the Earth. So, our first misconception is California's cooler. So,
this is an inside joke that's irrelevant.
Yeah. We were looking up just places, and we were asking what the temperature is in July for those places, and it was always like 1,000 degrees, and so California is not cooler.
I think that you rephrase it as Northern California is cooler, because Northern California is not always cooler.
That's true.
Because Southern California is known for being hot.
Yeah, and Northern California, anywhere where we look, at least today, was not cooler.
It's pretty hot. Yeah. All right, so...
but speaking of cooler in July, let's talk about seasons.
Yeah, seasons.
So, there's a misconception out in the world that the seasons are caused by the distance from the Earth to the Sun. And I get that.
I mean,
completely get it. It makes sense
if you just kind of think about it.
Yeah, it's very
like
logical.
When you go towards a fire. The closer you get to it, the hotter it feels.
And when you are further away.
Yeah, the colder you feel.
Yeah, Unfortunately, though, this is incorrect.
Yes.
Yes.
When it goes to the Earth-Sun system.
Yeah. So, the Earth at its closest point to the sun is about 92 million miles.
Which is called aphelion.
Or is it perihelion? I think it's perihelion.
No, aphelion's closer. Perihelion is further away.
All right, it's one of those.
It's one of the two. I got a 50-50 shot of being right.
Anyway, and when we're the furthest away,
Uh-huh.
we're about 94 million miles away from the sun. We are the closest to the sun
When we're furthest away.
in July.
Okay.
And we...
Wait, what I just said doesn't make sense. And I haven't had any drink today.
All right. When we are closest to the sun, 92 million
Okay.
miles away,
Okay.
that is in the month of January. Just a few days after the New Year.
Okay.
And in July is actually when we're the furthest away.
And we're the warmest.
And that is when
so
we
it's
are
like,
the
ha-ha!
warmest. So it has nothing to do with, there you go.
Ah, damn it.
Thank you, Katie.
Damn it.
Thank you. Yes.
All right.
We got fact checked.
I guess I was under the misconception.
Yes. Well done. Well done. So it really has nothing to do with how far or close away we are from the sun.
Yes.
That 2 million miles really doesn't affect the weather that much. It has to do with the tilt of the Earth. So in January, for us here in the northern hemisphere, we are tilted away from the sun, and so we do not receive as much direct sunlight. And so it is cooler. It's colder for us here in the northern hemisphere. While we are experiencing less direct sunlight, people down in the southern hemisphere, they're tilted towards the sun and they get more direct sunlight. The sun is higher in their sky and it is warmer for them. And then we make our way around the sun, and come to July, we're tilted towards the sun more. And for us here in the northern hemisphere,
It gets hot.
it is hot. Especially Northern California, apparently. Really, really hot. And so, yeah, it has to do with the tilt and not how far away we are. But it makes logical sense that it is because closer or further away.
But, how can, the North Pole be so cold in the summer? How can Alaska still be pretty chilly in the summer?
Well, the sun is really low in the sky.
Because I would say because the Earth's round. So that means there's less surface area that's closer to the sun. Whereas in Northern California, in California, you're on a part of the Earth's surface where more surface area is getting that sunlight, and then the curve away can keep then, I guess it would be curved this way if you're the sun, would keep the northernmost latitudes cooler.
Yeah, or you can think about that the light is spread out over more of an area up at the North Pole.
That's a much simpler and better explanation than whatever the hell I was trying to.
And so it makes it doesn't warm up as much.
Yes.
Alaska still gets warm.
Yeah, you can do water sports.
Yeah,
you go see those
in
whales.
The summertime.
The whales want to go up there because the water gets warmer and they can have their babies.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? So the seasons, I get it. It's logical.
Yeah, it's a.
But this next one, not so much.
Oh.
Don't get it. We even dedicated a whole podcast to it.
We did.
We still don't understand it, but the Earth is not flat, everybody. The Earth is round. We don't understand people believing in shit.
We know. We have pictures of it.
We have what?
We have pictures
of
it.
Not
just from the ISS or something, or the moon even. We have pictures of it from Saturn, from Voyager. We can see it.
Yeah, we can definitely see that it's round. There's pictures of the Earth and the moon together. Not many. I think there's maybe a couple. But it shows that it is round. It is not flat, everybody.
No.
But if you do want to learn more about why it is not flat, you can watch our previous podcast.
Yes.
So, promoting.
Thank you for cutting me off there, because, man, I was really about to get into it with the flat earthers, but
Oh, you still can. Or do you want to save it for astrology? Save it.
I mean, I was just going to say that if the Earth is flat, then 100% by now, there would be some sort of wall or whatever around it that we've built, or like a fence or something, just for our own protection, as like, hey, here's where the edge is, don't sail off it.
Yeah, but somebody also would have just climbed that wall.
Yeah, and people would go to it. You could
Yeah.
go to it. It's not going to be, I mean, how many cruises would there be to the edge of the Earth?
Let's go to the wall.
Take a cruise to the edge of the
Let's go to
Earth.
the wall.
Fly,
Yeah.
Go by a little bit of Alaska. See some islands.
Oh, but see, Alaska
and
is in the middle of this disc.
Ugh.
It is Antarctica that's at the edges.
Right.
And so, go to Antarctica, see the wall on the edge of the world. It's so stupid. It's all wrong. All right, so let's leave Earth.
Okay.
Let's leave Earth.
Let's get out of here.
I mean, we'll come back to the Earth with astrology. But let's leave Earth. Let's go to our closest neighbor in space.
Oh, Earth's best friend.
Only what? 250,000 miles away. That's it.
Pretty close.
It's relatively close.
Yeah.
Kind of a small little guy. It is the moon. Our closest neighbor in space.
It is us and we are it.
What?
It is us and we are it.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know.
There's quite a few misconceptions.
Yes, the first one is a doozy. It's a very common.
Yeah. By the way, this was stream of consciousness when I wrote these things down. So, and then I had to actually kind of organize it a bit. But thank you, Pink Floyd. But
Pink Floyd is amazing.
Yes, Pink Floyd's amazing. They have The Dark Side of the Moon, their album, great album, beautiful album.
Yes.
Makes great laser show material.
However,
I don't know what it was like prior to Pink Floyd, but after that album, it seems like people say, the far side of the moon is the dark side of the moon. The far side of the moon never gets any sunlight. It's not true. The far side of the moon actually gets sunlight.
It gets just as the same.
Yeah,
same as the near side.
It gets daytime and nighttime. And the near side of the moon, the same side of the moon always faces the Earth. We're going to actually talk about that here in a moment. With a little help of a little bit of an orange, a slice and a paloma.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hold on to your seats.
Yeah, there might be a spill.
Katie, don't go ahead in our notes. Anyway.
You called that out real quick. I can move that up. But anyway, so the moon has the near side, which always faces us, and then it has the far side.
Yes. We can't see it.
Yeah, we can't see
well,
it.
we can, but we have to send a spacecraft over there.
In fact, the first time that we saw it was in the late 50s, early 60s maybe, when we did send a spacecraft to the far side of the moon to actually see it and photograph it. And the pictures were shocking to astronomers. To the rest of the world, no, but to astronomers, it was...
They're like, wait a minute,
something's
look
fishy
like it
here.
Should.
But anyway, that far side of the moon actually gets daylight as well. I mean, the one day on the moon is what, roughly 28 days?
Or a month?
A month. Yes. So you see where we get month from? All right, so that means that daytime on the near side is 14 days, dayside on the far side is 14 days. And so, long time in sunlight, long time in darkness.
And why? Because it's tidally locked.
It is tidally locked. We'll show you that here in a moment.
Okay, how long until we get there? Oh, until there. I gotcha. With this one?
Yeah, there we go. So, all right. Yeah, third one down.
Okay.
You want to rearrange them? Let's rearrange them.
No, you don't have to.
All right, so the moon is tidally locked.
I got it.
And because it is tidally locked, the same side always faces us, which leads some people to believe that it doesn't rotate.
But it does rotate.
It does rotate. And now we are going to move the iPad over. I am going to grab my drink here. I'm going to hold it.
All right. For those of you listening.
Do you want to use this one? Because it actually has a nice big blockbuster
Yeah,
on it.
all right. All right. We'll promote Blockbuster, too. Go to the last Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon. Give them some support. All right. So you see the Blockbuster logo. And for those of you listening, I'm holding a cup with a Blockbuster logo. And the microphone that is in between us is the Earth.
Is the Earth.
Now, normally the Earth would be rotating, but we don't have a way to manually just make our microphone rotate. So it will be stationary.
Hey, start with it here so they can actually see the logo.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, so basically, as this is gonna be hard. The moon orbits the Earth, it rotates at the same rate that the Earth rotates. So, in that sense, we only see. Yeah, that's fine. We only see that one side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it.
So as it's going, it is actually rotating around.
Right.
As the Earth is.
So what? The moon rotates.
At the same
at the same rate that it takes to go around the Earth.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that it takes to go around the Earth.
Yeah, and so whereas we see, so as you can see,
I did not spill.
You did not spill. She did not spill. When the moon is over here, you can see the Blockbuster logo, and when it is on the other side, you cannot see the Blockbuster logo.
So in contrast, I got it. Don't worry. In contrast, if the moon did not rotate, then I don't know how to describe this to those of you listening, but if it didn't rotate, then you would basically kind of always be able to see that, like that Blockbuster logo is not going to move.
Right. I mean,
it's not if you're at one point, say you're at Mars looking at Earth, and that Blockbuster logo is facing you when the moon is in between the Earth and the sun.
Okay, hold on. Let's just do this.
Okay, you take it away. I'm trying to over-explain it.
The moon, if the moon did not rotate, we would actually see all sides of the moon as it goes around the Earth.
Thank you.
But that is if it doesn't rotate. Yeah. But since it does rotate, but it's also tidally locked, so we only see the same side. Yeah. You know what else is like that? It is Pluto and Charon. They're tidally locked.
Yeah.
And so
they're like a binary dwarf system.
Yeah,
basically.
Not only are they tidally locked, but if you're standing on Pluto, on the surface of Pluto, and Charon is directly overhead, it is always directly overhead. You walk around to the other side of Pluto, they're tidally locked together. Both of them are tidally locked.
So then you would never see, if you were on the other side, you wouldn't see it.
You would never see
it.
And then you go around the horizon, you're like, holy shit.
Oh my God.
What's that big fucking thing?
What is that? Imagine being a species that lived like just on the one side of Pluto and like came up from underground or something. Yeah. And then like what a shocker. What a shocker.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. But the moon does rotate. It's just that it rotates. The amount of time it takes to rotate is the same amount of time it takes to come around the Earth. Yeah. Easy enough.
Unless I'm talking about it, and then it's a complicated mess of jargon. Onward and upward.
Yeah, but you know it, so you know. We'll go up one and then we'll down.
Oh, okay.
So, because we skipped this one. Oh. The moon is larger at the horizon.
Oh yeah, when the moon looks like a giant. When it's on the horizon and it's like, damn.
We got big moon.
That's a big moon.
Yeah. It's the same size on the horizon as it is everywhere else. And so it is.
Yeah. I don't know how to verbalize my knowledge.
And you can prove this one of two ways. You got two ways in which you can do this. So I will leave it up to you. Liz is demonstrating one. And for those that are just listening, she has her arm out with the thumb up. And so if you go out and when the moon is on the horizon, just put your thumb over it. Mm-hmm. and notice how big it is relative to your thumb,
Mm-hmm.
and then wait a few hours
Mm-hmm.
when the moon is higher up in the sky and do the same thing, and you'll find it's the same size.
It's the same size.
It
It's
is
an
the same size.
optical illusion.
And it's just the way that your brain is interpreting it.
Yeah. And doesn't because the atmosphere is thicker on the horizon, so the light gets bent more, and so it just makes the moon kind of appear like it like distorts, like how you're looking through, when you're in a pool and you look through and your feet look
no,
like
I
huge.
got you. No, it does distort it, but not to the size that our brain's seeing.
Okay.
It's actually all in your brain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the way that your
you
brain
really
interprets.
can never trust yourself.
Yeah, so it's the way that your brain interprets when it's on the horizon. It's comparing.
Oh, it's comparing it to the whatever's on your horizon.
Like houses
and so it's like
trees.
It's gotta be
bigger.
It's gotta be bigger than that. Let me.
Yeah, so your brain knows that the moon is further away because of millions of years of evolution. So it knows that it's further out there, and it interprets it that it's bigger. So the second way in which you can see that the moon is,
in case your thumbs are unavailable.
If your thumbs are unavailable, stand on your head. I know that you might.
Seems a lot harder.
That's why the thumb.
Seems like a leap of options.
But if you want to stand on your head,
all right.
If you want to do a headstand,
all you yogis out there.
Yeah, the moon will snap into the right size.
Okay, that's actually cool. Now I kind of want to try it.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I don't know. Next time there's a full moon,
all right.
We'll
and we can see it on the horizon.
I will hold your legs up, and you can.
We'll just go do headstands out at that
in the park.
Yeah. Or out by the cows where we could.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then all these people are like, "What the hell are they
doing?"
All right. So continuing on with the moon, we got 3 more for the moon. The moon can't be seen during the daytime.
Who believes that? Because you can.
Yeah, there's only one day. I'm sorry. There are 2 days that you cannot see the moon during the daytime. That is on the full moon, when it rises when the sun sets. And then the other time is on the new moon, when it is hanging out with the sun. And
not literally.
Yeah, and so you won't be able to see it during the daytime. But pretty much every other time.
I like seeing the moon during the daytime. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yep, it's kind of cool. If you don't believe me, just go out first and third quarter. I don't know when those are. We just had a full moon, right?
Yes, and then an eclipse. We just had an eclipse, too.
Right, and it was cloudy last Sunday. So today would be the third quarter. So if you want, go out around, I don't know, right, go out. Let me think about this.
Oh, you got to do the moon math.
I have to visualize it in my head. Go out right after sunrise, and the moon will be up. So, actually, might be up right now. Actually, might be able to do it right now.
Well, check it
but
out.
Anyway, so yes, the moon can be seen during the daytime. Here's one of my favorites.
This one's a classic.
We've already had it in the chat.
This is for you, Adam.
The moon is made out of cheese or green cheese.
Why green cheese?
I don't know.
Is there green cheese?
And I mean, if you're gonna say cheese, at this point you might as well say Swiss cheese.
That's what I think it is. It's Swiss cheese because of the craters.
Yeah, but Swiss cheese isn't green. And this is probably some friggin' American or something that came up with this.
Oh, the moldy cheese. Oh, maybe that's what they mean.
They're like,
green cheese,
we ain't calling
cheese.
it no Swiss cheese. This is American moon. It's not Swiss moon.
It's a freedom moon. Yeah, it's not made of cheese. I mean, I wish it was. Can you, moon cheese, maybe? I mean, it could be good. If goat cheese is good, then moon cheese is good.
I'd be there right now eating it.
Exactly. But no, it's made of a lot of the same stuff as the Earth, but then some stuff that's not of the Earth, and so that basically provided the data for the whole giant impact theory of how the moon formed, with Mars-sized objects smacking into us, breaking apart little pieces of each other, and coming together as one, besties for life.
Until we're not.
Well, it is moving away.
Yeah.
It's moving away slowly, like 3 inches a year or some shit like that.
It's
so, I mean, it's trying to escape, but it can't outrun the sun.
And, I have to stop here for a sec. Adam brings up the rabbit.
The rabbit in the moon!
I cannot see the man in the moon. I see the rabbit in the moon. I've always seen the rabbit in the moon. You got the head, the 2 ears, big old body.
It's got a little fluffy tail.
So,
yeah, and India as well. India, they have a rabbit in the moon story.
It's a great story.
Which I believe Brandon did on maybe our
at
last...
Moon Lake?
At Moon Lake.
Oh, it's one of the shots, right?
Yeah, he did it as a shot. As a shot episode? Yes, I think he did it as a shot episode, so check those out.
I think that was... We were trying to figure out the constellation one that he did the other day. That's the one that he did.
Oh, that is the one that he did.
Yeah, with the baroom that he did,
yes.
which we don't need to take a drink for that, but that's
Lord of the Rings.
That's Lord of the Rings, yeah. So with Treebeard.
But yeah, a lot of people saw the bunny.
And for my last one for the moon, if you think that the moon has no gravity, then I encourage you to watch some of the Apollo video of the astronauts bebopping around on the moon.
Coming back down after they jump in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Slower, yes. Less gravity.
Yeah, so there's even video of an astronaut, I can't remember who, dropping a feather and like a hammer, and they both fell. The moon has gravity. But some people think it's just gravity doesn't exist.
I think because maybe people have the kind of this misconception or of an understanding that our atmosphere somehow is adding to that, or that's what keeps everything. Our atmosphere keeps everything inside of it, rather than it's the pull of the center of mass of the Earth on everything, and so since the moon doesn't have an atmosphere, then it seems like
gravity.
I mean, you're exposed to space, and so it seems like you wouldn't you wouldn't have gravity. But in fact, you out there, I'm talking to you. No, the person behind you. You have your own gravity.
I have more than you guys have.
I mean, everything that has mass has gravity. So our gravities are hey right now, but compared to something like a planet or a star, our gravity is just so inconsequential that we don't feel that effect of our own gravity. We can't feel that
right
at all. But yeah, everything has gravity that has mass.
In fact, so 2 things. If we're out in space and we're just floating out in space, which is probably where no gravity comes from. But if we, given time, we would just move towards each other. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's reassuring if you ever are in a situation with somebody where you are kind of out in space, but at least you're like, hey, I mean, eventually we can hang on to each other.
It might take a while. It will take a while, but...
or, say they have a full oxygen tank that they're not using anymore, and you have a limited supply. Eventually, you'll get to it.
Eventually,
It just depends on...
you better hope that...
you can use the rest of your oxygen to propel yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But gravity can do the work for you.
Yes.
And in all seriousness, it is actually one of the... methods in which NASA and other people will consider, if they discover an asteroid that in a long time from now is going to hit the Earth, you actually shoot a rocket to it
and use its gravity
to pull it off. Because all you need is for it to miss Earth by 7 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so.
Why is it always 7 minutes? 7 minutes of terror on Mars, 7 minutes of extinction doom on Earth.
I don't know.
Lucky number 7.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
So let's move away.
The
Let's
moon.
move away from
Get out of here,
from
moon.
the Earth moon. And let's just make our way to just one quick thing for a planet. One planet in particular.
Ah, yes.
What planet is it?
Jupiter. Jupiter.
So there is a misconception, and when I put it in the notes, Liz read it today, and it sparked a conversation. It was poor note writing on my part.
I thought I fell into this misconception, and then I had this misconception. I was like, oh no! I've been.
And the misconception is if Jupiter were a little larger, it would be a star. Which is not correct, but there's a real nuance to this.
Yes, it has to do with your word choice.
Yes, so if Jupiter were a little larger in radius, it would be a star. Is the misconception, but the reality is if Jupiter were a little larger in mass, about 85 times larger. Sounds like a lot. It's really not a lot in the universe.
Yeah.
It would be a star.
Yes.
So the
it's
truth
not the
is,
size, and it doesn't. You go for it.
Yeah. So the truth is that if it was larger in mass, it would be a star. The interesting thing about it, though, is that if you increase the mass, you increase the gravity, and what it does is it compresses that gas a little bit more. So actually, this Jupiter star
would be smaller in size.
Than Saturn, actually.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so there's nuance to that one.
Yeah.
And Liz pointed out my poor word choice.
Yeah, because I was like, no, and then he's like, oh, massive, and I was like, yes, massive is not size, so, okay.
All right. This one I think is just funny, but I get it. I mean, the Egyptians believe this.
Common with children.
Yeah, but the Egyptians also believe this. The sun disappears at night.
Maybe we were still developing our object permanence.
Maybe, but the world was quote unquote a much smaller place then.
That's very true.
And so,
yes. Yes.
But
they developed our 30-day month and
our calendar,
and they figured out how to use the night sky and the motions of the sun and the planets and the seasons to flourish as a civilization for 5,000 years.
Yeah, all while believing that the sun disappeared at night.
They're like, oh,
yeah,
we don't know where it went. But it just.
Oh no! They had a story.
Oh, they had a story. Of course, they had a story. What am I thinking?
They had a story. So was it Ra, the sun god?
Yes, Ra
was swallowed by the goddess Nut.
Oh, that's right.
Spelled nut, but Nut.
Nut.
And
she turned me into a newt.
So Ra has to go through Nut's body, and along the way he has to fight the snake god Apophis.
Yes, that's right.
And of course, he wins every night.
Yes.
But the Egyptians were never so sure that he was going to win. But
we'd have faith in your boy. Jeez.
Well, Apophis is also, that's a big fucking snake. You would think that Apophis would eventually go, okay, we got to figure out a way to meet this guy.
Dude.
Man, I want to go.
I gotta go like Elden Ring, man. Can we not do this tonight? Can we? Look, why don't we split it, all right?
Yeah.
Let's split it.
Yeah.
You can take these hours. I'll take these hours.
Let's do it, because we're Elden Ringing.
I just don't want to go through this. It's just for eternity forever.
Yeah. But, Ra always won.
Of course he did.
So the sun always rose in the morning. But,
what would have happened if the sun didn't rise?
Man, there would be all kinds of
we clearly would have been extinct, but...
Oh, shit, there's another one. that I just thought of.
Oh, go for it. Yes, improv.
All right, so this one actually has religious roots.
Ooh, it's always fun.
Yeah, okay. Basically, the sun disappears. It rises. It basically, the Earth is spinning, so the sun rises, makes its way across the sky, and sets. We're just in the shadow,
Yeah.
but eventually the Earth spins back around, and,
Yeah.
and we see the sunrise.
It's like when you're on a merry-go-round and your parents are like, yay, waving to you, and you go around and then they're gone and you're like, oh boy, and you come back around and then they're like, hey.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
That's exactly it. So, I study physics, right?
Yes, you're fancy physics man. We all know this.
And so I went to Clemson University, and when it was announced in my family that I was going into physics, two things happened.
Oh.
One, a aunt of mine who was about 8,000 years old came up to me and said, "We could use another physician in the family." And I was just like, I'm not gonna be a fucking doctor. I can't get you the meds you need right now. So, and I won't be able to do that. Different type of
different physics.
Different physics. But not too long after that, I received an email from my grandmother, and the email was all about how NASA had proven that the Earth stood, basically the sun stood still for like an hour in the sky. So there's some story. It was a big debate in my head if I should actually.
Yeah, we know it's buffering.
Yeah. If I should actually tell my grandmother, hey, it's not right. If I wanted to launch a spacecraft to Jupiter, I don't need to know where Jupiter was 5,000 years ago to do it. Last year will work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Last year and today. That'll work.
Okay. I don't know why it's being a poop right now. I think our internet might be.
You want me to go make sure the Xbox is off? Xbox ought to be off.
Yeah.
It's not downloading anything.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go.
Alright.
Yay, technical
I
difficulty.
know. Now I'm confused my laptop. Even though we are technically recording the audio to the podcast.